I'm Dr. Tom Dieters, editor-at-large for Muscle and Fitness magazine. I am thrilled and honored to welcome you to the Muscle and Fitness Training System. This series, developed by the world's leading cutting-edge sports medicine and bodybuilding experts, is devoted to showing you how to carve out exactly the physique you've always wanted, whether it's a strong, chiseled, lean body or the massive muscle of a champion bodybuilder. We're talking rock-hard abs, massive arms, a thick chest, and mighty back and powerful legs. All of these are now within your reach because with this series you'll learn the exercises and the programs to achieve the physique you desire. You know what it's like when you see someone with a powerfully sculpted chest and shoulders. You can practically see the pecs rippling right through their shirt. You can sense the delts bulging and flexing alongside their necks. You can see it in their posture. You can see it in their demeanor. The exercises in this program will help you become like that person because here we target your chest and shoulders with the best bodybuilding information on earth. We have assembled some of the world's greatest bodybuilding champions to demonstrate these exercises for us today. Pay close attention because these champions have perfectly chiseled upper bodies to help you see exactly how each of these muscles perform during your workout. Why do we turn to bodybuilders to learn the tools and techniques for maximum efficiency and maximum safety? We go to bodybuilders because they are the experts. You don't have to look like them. You don't have to lift like them. But you do want to learn from them. If you wanted to learn how to play basketball, you might study with Michael Jordan. How to swing a bat, Mark McGuire. Well, if you want to learn the details and strict control that effective strength training requires, you want to watch Gunther Schlierkamp and the other top athletes we have for you here today, and you want to watch them closely. The truth is that the same techniques that are used every day by the top bodybuilders in the world can also be used by you, no matter what your age, no matter what shape you're in, no matter what your personal fitness goals are. So before we get to the gym, let's see how your chest and shoulder muscles work. Your shoulder muscles, or deltoids, consist of 3 thick, triangular muscle bellies, each of which performs different movements. These bellies are commonly referred to as the front, side, and rear deltoids. They originate from the clavicle and the scapula at the rear of the shoulder and extend down to insert on the upper arm. The function of the deltoid group is to lift and rotate the arm. Basically, the front deltoid lifts the arm to the front, the side deltoid lifts the arm to the side, and the rear deltoid lifts the arm to the rear. Your traps, or trapezius muscles, are the muscles on the upper and middle back that insert up into the base of your skull. Their job is to lift the entire shoulder girdle, such as when you do a shrug, and draw the scapula, the large flat bones that form the back of the shoulder girdle, up and down and toward each other, as well as to help turn the head. Your chest muscles, the pectorals or pecs, consist of 2 parts, the upper and lower portion. The upper part attaches to the collarbone and the lower part attaches to the breastbone, spreading out like a fan to cover the rib cage. The basic function of your pecs is to pull the upper arm across the front of your body and to rotate the upper arm inward. As the first step to any workout, spend about 5 minutes warming up your body. That means literally getting the blood flowing, raising the heartbeat, core temperature, and metabolic rate with a few minutes of aerobic exercise. Stationary bike, treadmill, jump rope, whichever you prefer, and whatever gets your motor running. Get into a groove. Don't waste a moment. Don't just look around. For these 5 minutes, start visualizing what you want to accomplish in your workout. See your goals and see yourself charging toward them. Think like a pro, grow like a pro. To build mass in the chest, we've designed a 5-exercise program. We'll start with the incline barbell press, pyramiding up during 5 sets of 12, then 10, then 8, then 6 and 6 reps again. Second, we'll pyramid down the flat bench barbell press. 3 sets of 6, then 10 reps each. Third, we'll start heavy again for the decline dumbbell press, then go lighter for the second and third of the 3 sets of reps. We'll open the first and second sets with 6 to 8 reps each, then finish up with 12 reps. The fourth exercise is a seated machine press, where we'll do 2 sets of 10 reps each, same weight each time. And we'll finish out the chest building program with 1 challenging weight, 2 sets of 12 or until exhaustion the second time through. No one's leaving this program hollow-chested, believe me. The incline barbell press is a great mass builder to blast the upper pecs. But again, impeccable form is everything. Lie on the incline bench at roughly 30 to 45 degrees angle. The steeper the angle, the higher on your chest you'll be working. But any more than about 45 degrees and you'll be working more shoulders than pecs. Spread your legs slightly with your feet flat on the floor to maintain balance. Keep your hips, shoulders, and head resting on the bench. If you ever feel your hips rising, that means you've got too much iron on the bar and you're not doing yourself any favors. So lighten up on the plates. Grasp a racked barbell with a natural, just wider than shoulder width grip. Unrack the bar yourself or with the help of a spotter and lower it to your upper chest. Inhale and hold your breath as you press the weight upward, keeping your elbows pointed out from your sides. Exhale as you pass the sticking point, which is the most difficult part of the up phase. And when you reach full extension, meaning your arms are perfectly straight, pause. Take advantage of that full extension, just don't overextend. Now inhale again and hold your breath as you lower the weight under perfect control down to your upper chest. If you can avoid pausing at the bottom, that's a more efficient use of this exercise. What you don't want to do is bounce off your chest. Always remember, slow, controlled, focused movements. This classic pec builder depends on perfect form and continuous motion. The rule here, keep the bar moving at all times. Everyone thinks they generally know what they're doing with the bench press, but let's see how we can maximize every single moment of it. Start by lying on your bench, knees bent 90 degrees, and your feet flat on the floor. Your feet need to be flat for maximum stability. Your head, shoulders, and glutes are resting on the bench, and you want to keep your natural slight arch in your lumbar spine. Now position yourself so that the barbell is on the rack directly above your head. Grasp the bar, palms facing away, with a slightly wider than shoulder width grip. Lift the barbell off the rack or have a spotter standing behind you assist in handing it off. Hold the barbell up with extended arms without locking your elbows over your chest. Now you are in the start position. Inhale and hold that breath as you lower the barbell until it barely touches your lower chest while keeping your elbows out from your body. Quickly but smoothly change direction, pushing the barbell up and away from your body, moving it slightly toward the rack. After your first few reps, you're going to feel your sticking point partway up the lift. As you push through it, reach peak position with your arms fully extended, then exhale. Lower the barbell at a slow to moderate rate and continue your reps focusing on a constant, fluid, controlled motion. The decline dumbbell press is a compound lift that shifts the focus down to your lower pecs. But you don't need to take my word for it. Do a few of these and you'll feel it. All right. Set the angle of your decline bench between 30 and 45 degrees down. Lie face up on the bench, securing your feet under the rollers. Your head, shoulders, and glutes should touch the bench with no arching or rounding of your back. Grasp the dumbbells with both hands and raise them, beginning the exercise with your arms fully extended. Inhale and hold your breath as you lower the dumbbells to your lower chest at a slow to moderate speed. Bring the dumbbells down deep right here along the sides of your chest, with your elbows pointing out to your sides away from your bottom position. As always in benching, you don't want to pause at the bottom, So as you reach the end of the motion, and just before the dumbbells touch your chest, push up in an adjoining arc, bringing your arms together at the top. When you hit the sticking point on the way up, exhale through it forcefully. Your ascent and descent should be continuous, with no pausing, resting, or holding, except for a slight pause at the very top as you extend your arms fully to maximally contract both your pectoralis major and your triceps. Do your set and sit up and let the blood flow out of your head before beginning your next set.
Okay, let's go over to the gym for the seated machine press. Machines let you focus on the contraction of muscles without having to worry about balancing free weights. You can also concentrate on shifting your grip for variety, trying out neutral grips, for instance, if the machines have them, allowing you to mix things up a bit. The seated machine press is fairly straightforward. Start by adjusting the height of the seat so that the hand grips are roughly at shoulder level or slightly below. Sit up straight with your back against the support pad. Place your feet flat on the floor, directly under your knees, about shoulder width apart. Grasp the handles with your palms facing away and keep your elbows out to the sides. Keep your hands alongside or slightly in front of your chest when you start, otherwise you'll be stressing your shoulders. Okay, inhale and hold your breath as you push the handles away from you. Remember, holding your breath during exertion gives you internal stability, safety, and greater power. Once you pass the most difficult part of the movement, and when your arms are extended, pause for a moment, then reverse the motion. As your hands approach the sides of your chest, smoothly change direction and repeat the movement. As with all presses, you don't want to pause at the bottom. Keep the bar moving, steady, smooth, and concentrated. The cable crossover is a great way to isolate your pecs, but you have to be very careful not to bring your arms into it, as tempting as that may be. To keep the stress in your pecs, keep your elbows locked and slightly bent throughout the movement to prevent excessive stress on the elbow joint. When you bring the cables across, pretend that you are hugging a giant barrel or tree. Here we go. Grasp the stirrup handles attached to a pair of high cable pulleys with a palms down grip. Stand in the middle of the two pulleys and take one short step forward with one foot staggered slightly for balance. Bend forward at the waist about 15 to 30 degrees, maintaining your normal spinal curvature. In the starting position, your arms should be out to the sides like this and nearly perpendicular to your body. Your elbows should be bent slightly and stiff. To begin, inhale and hold your breath for that extra power and stability as you begin the slightly downward forward pull, holding your body stationary to assure the movement is focused and under control at all times. Keeping your elbows bent slightly, pull your arms forward until your hands come together. Or better yet, even slightly across in front of your body. Hug that barrel and squeeze. Hold the contracted position for a second as you exhale, then return to the starting position. Now don't let your arms extend fully, keeping that bend in the elbows at the end point of the movement. If you don't, you'll be recruiting your triceps and you'll be stressing your shoulder joints unnecessarily. A couple of comments. In general, the more you bend over, the more you will be shifting emphasis to the middle and upper pectoral region. The more you stand upright, the more intensely you will recruit the lower pectoral region.
Now let's look at the 4-exercise program we have designed specifically to sculpt and define your chest musculature. We're going to open with the flat bench dumbbell press, pyramiding up through 4 sets of 12, 12, 10, then 8 reps. The incline dumbbell press will follow with 3 sets, starting heavy on the first 2 of 3 sets of 8 to 10, 8 to 10, and finally 12 reps. The third exercise is the incline dumbbell fly. 3 sets of 12 with steady weight, and finally the pec deck fly, 3 sets of 15 straight weight. In this variation of the classic bench press, independent dumbbells give you a greater stretch at the bottom and help you achieve a stronger contraction of your pecs. Don't forget though, you may have to reduce your normal bar weight to adjust for the difficulty of balancing the dumbbells. To start, lie face up on your bench with your head, shoulders, and glutes all in contact with it. Keep your legs slightly apart, knees bent 90 degrees, and your feet flat on the floor. Hold the dumbbell in each hand with a pronated grip, your arms fully extended so that the weights are directly above your chest and touching each other. Inhale and hold your breath as you lower the weights, keeping your elbows pointed out from your sides as the dumbbells approach your chest in the bottom position. As you reach the bottom, without bouncing or jerking or using your hips, quickly and firmly reverse directions and press the weights back to the starting position. When you hit the most difficult point of the up phase, exhale hard through it until your arms are completely extended above your chest. Pause only briefly at the top, then repeat for reps. Here's a variation. You can do the dumbbell press with a neutral grip, in which your palms face your torso and your elbows stay closer to your sides. This involves more of the upper portion of the pecs together with the anterior delts, and it also puts a little bit of additional stress on the triceps. There's no question the bench press reigns supreme in targeting the middle pecs. But when you're ready to burn up your upper chest, raise the bench a few notches and grab some iron. Sit on your inclined bench set anywhere between 30 and 45 degrees. The steeper you make the angle, the higher you place the stress on your chest. Have your head, shoulders, and glutes on the bench, with your feet firmly on the ground for support and balance. Hold a dumbbell in each hand with a pronated grip. You're going to want to keep your head neutral and your eyes facing the same way throughout this exercise, straight up. Now bring the dumbbells to shoulder level with your hands just outside your shoulders and your elbows out from your body as you inhale and hold your breath to stabilize your torso. Then press the weights upward and inward. As you pass the most difficult part of the up phase, exhale hard right up to your full extension overhead. Pause in this overhead position, and here you can actually squeeze the dumbbells together like you're trying to crush a walnut for added intensity. Slowly inhale and hold your breath, lowering the weights to the starting position, then press up again into reps. Ever hear of tree hugging? It's a great image to keep in mind as you perform the incline dumbbell fly. Start by adjusting your bench so that the incline is between 30 and 45 degrees. Lie face up on the bench with your feet flat on the floor. Hold the dumbbell in each hand with your palms facing up and extend your arms above your chest. Inhale slightly more than usual and hold the breath as you now lower your arms out to your sides. Keep your elbows locked in a slightly bent position throughout the range of motion. As your upper arms approach shoulder level or slightly below and you feel a strong stretch in your chest, slowly and smoothly reverse directions. Do not stop in the lower position and do not lower your arms below shoulder level, especially if you're using a lot of weight. Bring your arms back up to vertical, exhaling as you pass through the sticking point completely as you reach the uppermost position. Imagine hugging a tree. Here you can pause for a second, then repeat under total control.
Here's a chance for you to really blast your pecs at the end of your workout with the pec deck machine. Make sure you adjust the seat so that your upper arms are in front of your torso at about 90 degrees or slightly below. Sit firmly against the back support and grasp the hand grips, but make sure not to let your elbows be pulled back to an extreme stretched position. Place your feet firmly on the floor about shoulder width apart, your knees flexed at 90 degrees. Keeping your back pushed firmly against the back support pad throughout the exercise, begin by inhaling and holding your breath as you push against the pads, moving them toward each other in front of you. Exhale hard through the sticking point. In the end position, push hard and hold for 1 to 2 seconds to achieve a strong peak contraction. Now relax your pecs slightly and return to the initial starting position. Keep the return movement under control at all times until your elbows are in line with your shoulders. As you reach the start position, inhale, stop for a short moment in reverse directions, repeating for reps. I can't stress enough how important it is to hold your breath during the exertion phase, both for safety and added power.
Now we're going to walk you through a 5-exercise program that is designed to pack mass onto your shoulders. We're going to begin with the seated military press, 4 sets of 12, then 10, then 8, then 6 reps each, pyramiding the weight up as the number of reps come down. Second, we'll show you how to maximize the seated dumbbell press, where you'll start heavy and pyramid down each of 3 sets, raising your reps from 6 to 8 to 10. Third, we'll demonstrate the front dumbbell raise, 2 sets of 10 at the same weight. Fourth, we'll do another raise, the dumbbell lateral raise, 3 sets of 8, 8, then 10, starting with a heavy dumbbell the first 2 times through and dropping the weight for the 3rd set. Finally, we'll finish with the bent-over dumbbell raise. Again, 3 sets of 8, 8, and 10, heavy on the first 2 sets and lighter on the 3rd. Let's do it. The barbell press can be done standing or seated. We're going to go with the seated version here because it reduces body movement. We also recommend it as a safer alternative to the behind-the-neck press that some lifters prefer. To begin, make sure your bar is not overloaded, but that it offers serious resistance. Use a spotter if you can. Grasp your bar with a firm palms-up grip. Then slowly and deliberately, keeping your shoulders back and your chest out while maintaining normal spinal curvature, inhale, hold the breath, and press the bar directly overhead. Keep your eyes directly forward or up slightly. Get every inch out of your extension to get full contraction not only of your delts, but in your upper traps as well. Pause only slightly at the top. Exhale and return to the starting position and move steadily into your reps. Again, one of the great advantages of the seated press is that you automatically reduce the momentum that you can sometimes get during the standing press. Another advantage, the seated version forces you to remain more upright. You can develop more intensity this way and at the same time gain greater stability. To begin, select a padded seat. Grasp and raise your dumbbells to shoulder level so that you have a palms-up grip. Importantly, make sure your thumb is wrapped around the bar. This thumb placement could mean the difference between safety and serious injury if you fatigue or lose control of the dumbbells. Now, slowly and deliberately, avoiding any jerking or swinging motions, keeping your shoulders back and your chest out while maintaining normal spinal curvature. Inhale, hold the breath, and press the dumbbells directly overhead. Keep your eyes directly forward or up slightly. Get every inch out of your extension to get full contraction not only in your delts, but in your upper traps as well. A couple of tips. Remember, unlike the standing overhead press, you're not using your legs as shock absorbers, so be cautious about overdoing the weight. Wearing a belt can further help stabilize your spine. Keep your torso steady throughout, keep your abs tight, and move through your reps with a smooth, firm motion and total concentration. There are lots of ways of doing the front dumbbell raise, the most common being the one we're going to demonstrate today, the overhand grip to shoulder level. But we'll also have a look at several variations so you can work the muscles a little differently each time. Give them all a try over the next few weeks. To begin the exercise, stand in a stable, natural, upright position with a dumbbell in each hand, arms straight down and hands in front of your thighs. You can hold them with a pronated grip, like this, or with a neutral grip. That's with your palms facing each other. As you raise your arms directly in front of your body, inhale and hold that breath. Keep your arms straight without allowing your elbow joints to lock. Hold back on the body English and let your shoulders do the work. As you reach the top position just above shoulder level, Exhale and return to the start position under strict control. Pause for a second, then repeat for reps. All right, how do we maximize this exercise? If you want extra contraction in your anterior deltoids here, use the neutral grip. If you want to really rip up your upper pecs, use more weight and don't worry about extending the dumbbells above shoulder level. If it's the traps and serratus anterior, here under the arms, you're looking to work, then raise the weights all the way directly overhead like this. Always under control on the way up and on the way down. And if you want to mix it up a little, do alternative lifts. Left, right, working at a moderate rate of speed to assure that you don't swing and that you get the full range of motion. For general development of your upper torso muscle groups with this exercise, and with all exercises, I want to stress, get the form right. Don't use so much weight that you're pushing forward with your hips or leaning back. Technique is everything. For the dumbbell lateral raise, grasp your dumbbells with a palms down grip and start with them by your sides. Inhale, and while holding the breath, raise your arms straight out to the sides of your body, leading with your elbows until they are directly in line with your shoulders. With a slight bend in your elbows, your hands will be just in front of your body. Keep the motion constant, with only slight pauses at the bottom to inhale in order to keep continuous tension on your deltoids. In your mind, concentrate on keeping your upper arms directly outward and on leading with your elbows to draw all movement directly from the middle deltoids. Ready to zero in on your rear delts? Then this is the isolation movement you want. Because you are standing in an unusual position, strict proper form is even more critical than ever. So let's get it right. Go light on the weights at the beginning to make sure you're going to get the full extension and are recruiting the right muscle fibers. Stand holding a lightweight dumbbell in each hand with your palms facing each other. Bend forward at your hips, keeping your back slightly arched at all times and your knees bent. In this start position, your back should be horizontal to the floor, not rounded at all, with your knees bent for better balance. One thing, if you find holding this position tough on the back of your hamstrings or on your lower back, then lie face down on a high bench or reversed on an inclined bench with your arms fully extended down and proceed just as you would standing. Okay, now that you're in a stable position with your arms hanging down perpendicular to your torso, inhale, hold your breath, and raise your straight arms out to each side and upward as high as possible. Exhale as you return your arms to the initial position. Pause for a moment, then repeat into reps. See how he's keeping his arms in line with his shoulders? That's perfect. And you can keep a slight bend in your elbows, as long as your upper arms stay in line with your shoulders. Here's a few ways to laser target particular muscle groups. If you're aiming to develop your posterior deltoids, start the exercise with rounded shoulders and raise your arms as high as you possibly can. Don't squeeze your shoulder blades together at all with this variation. Try to keep the movement at the shoulder joint alone. To work the middle trap and rhomboid muscles, round your shoulders in the start position and squeeze your shoulder blades together hard at the finish position. In all, try to keep your arms as straight as possible without being locked. That'll give you your maximum range of motion, which goes a long way towards maximum effectiveness. This next set of 4 exercises is designed to sculpt and define your shoulders. We're going to begin with the seated Smith machine press, pyramiding up the weight for 4 sets of 12, 12, 10, then 8 reps. Second, we'll demonstrate the Arnold press, developed by and named for you-know-who. For the Arnold press, we'll start heavy for the first 2 of 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps on the first 2 sets, and 12 reps on the third, lighter set. Then we'll move on to the overhead dumbbell lateral raise, 3 sets of 10, 10, then 12, going lighter again on the third set. Finally, we'll round out the sculpting program with the reverse pec deck fly. 3 sets of 15 at the same weight. Let's see how it's done.
Now we're going to use the Smith machine to work the deltoids, while giving secondary emphasis on the triceps. First, it's important that you set the machine and seat properly. Adjust the seat so the bar can come down to the very top of your upper chest. Many people make the mistake of bringing the bar down too far in front of them, but I think of it this way. The bar should almost graze your nose on its ascent and descent. Take an overhand grip on the bar, hands 4 to 6 inches wider than your shoulders. Unrack and lower the bar to the starting position. Now, while inhaling and holding the breath, use your shoulders to push the bar straight upward to arm's length, being careful not to lock your elbows. Pause at the top for a moment, then lower the bar back to the starting position and repeat with proper form. Just a note for those of you who really like to pile on the weights. While Smith machines are designed to be self-spotting, a spotter is still a good idea for particular exercises like heavy presses or squats. Because you're probably not going to worry about balancing the weight, you might be tempted to push yourself to the limit. So having a spotter can be a handy and wise movement, allowing you to use the Weider forced reps principle and to stay safe.
The Arnold press works several muscle groups throughout the shoulder and upper back. Because this unique exercise involves an unusual twisting action, I recommend you start with relatively light weights as you learn and feel the rhythm of the movement. As with the other presses, don't lean backwards, try to maintain an erect torso position throughout, and keep your vision focused forwards. And above all, move with smooth, controlled motions. No jerking or swinging or arching. To begin the Arnold press, sit on your exercise bench with a back support and bend your knees so your feet are flat on the floor. With your arms bent and your elbows in line or slightly in front of your body, hold a dumbbell in each hand at about shoulder height. Turn your palms to face your body. This is your start position. Inhale slightly more than usual and hold your breath as you press the dumbbells upward, keeping your eyes focused forward. Now here's the difference. As the dumbbells start to pass the top of your head, rotate your arms inward so you end up with a pronated grip. That's with your palms facing forward away from your body as your arms reach full extension. Without hyperextending your elbows, fully extend your arms, exhale, pause, and return to the initial position under control, rotating your arms as you lower the dumbbells with your palms facing you. Nothing creates that wide, capped look of your shoulders like the overhead lateral raise. You can do it with free weights like we're going to demonstrate here, or with cables, though you don't get the full squeeze of the contraction that you do with dumbbells on the upward extension. Let's walk through this one. Stand straight with your feet shoulder-width apart. With your arms alongside your body, hold a dumbbell in each hand with a neutral grip. That's palms facing in.
Inhale and hold your breath, giving your torso strength and stability. Then raise your arms out to the sides until you reach a completely overhead position. See how she keeps her elbows slightly bent, and see how nearly full extension brings the shoulders up into full contraction? You don't want to stop at shoulder level. You want that continuous tension and a full range of motion.
Keeping the same erect posture throughout, no swaying or leaning, exhale as you return your arms to the initial position under control. Pause only briefly and continue into your reps. This is important. A lot of bodybuilders make the mistake, in my opinion, of packing on too much weight and lifting their arms only to shoulder level. Why limit your range of motion and stress the shoulder joint? If you want to get a greater contraction of the deltoid and other muscles in the shoulder region, back off the weights just a bit and bring your arms completely overhead.
Now we're going to target your rear delts and other middle back muscles, your middle traps here, and rhomboids here. Start by adjusting the height in the pec deck machine so that you can grasp the handles with a neutral grip when you sit facing the machine with your arms forward and parallel to the floor. Your chest should be touching the support pad throughout the exercise. If you feel a loss of contact, double check your form and maybe lighten up on your weights. Hold your torso erect with natural spinal curvature, just like this. Begin the exercise by inhaling and holding your breath as you pull your arms as far back as possible. Get as much contraction as you can possibly squeeze out of this machine, all the way so that your elbows end up slightly behind your back. If you can't get back that far, lighten up on your weights. Hold that maximum position for a second, then exhale and return to the start position under complete control. Don't let the weight stack touch bottom, but you can pause a slight moment here before repeating for reps. Remember, concentrate. Don't just pull with your arms. Concentrate on pulling your elbows back with your shoulders and middle back muscles rather than your biceps, which will be very eager to take the load if you let them. This exercise is extremely important, not just for all sports, but for simply holding the shoulders and chest back for good posture. If you're seriously into bodybuilding, this exercise is critical for another reason. It balances out the tightening and muscle shortening that can come from massive chest work and keeps the shoulder joint balanced and strong. So keep with your proper form and work the rear delts.
There are 3 crucial, non-optional steps you must do to wrap up your workout. Warm down, stretch, and replenish. I don't consider these as part of a post-workout routine because every serious trainer knows that these elements are as essential to your program as any lift, crunch, or pull down. When you're finished with your workout, move into a 5-minute, low-intensity aerobic exercise. Hit your bike, the treadmill, or whatever suits you best, but keep your heart rate under 100 beats per minute. This allows your metabolism to slow gradually and your body to recover in a controlled fashion. The second step of wrapping up your workout is to stretch the muscles you have just worked. For more detail on the importance of stretching, refer to the stretching pod at the end of this program. For now, remember that you should move through stretches with slow, deliberate, controlled movements with no bouncing or jerking.
Here are a few important stretches to help your chest and shoulders recuperate after your workout. The lateral pull stretches your deltoids. Cross one arm in front of your body at shoulder level and place your opposite hand just behind and above the elbow. Exhale and slowly pull the elbow across your body. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds, relax, and repeat 3 more times. Another good way to stretch several of the muscle groups in your shoulder and upper back area is to kneel on the floor facing a chair or bench. Interlock your hands above your head and bend forward to rest them on top of the bench, allowing your head to drop slowly beneath the surface. Exhale and let your head and chest sink to the floor. Make sure your forearms are parallel. Relax into it and hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Repeat 2 or 3 times. For your pecs, stand beside a pole or inside a door jamb. Extend your arm out to the side, bend the elbow 90 degrees with your hand pointing toward the ceiling. Now place the inner part of your form and elbow on the pole or door jamb. Take a step forward and lean your body forward just slightly until you feel a stretch. Hold for 30 seconds. For a second pec stretch, place your hands behind your back with one hand resting on the other. Lift your arms up and back as far as you can and hold for 30 seconds. Now swap the position of your hands and repeat. Again, 2 to 4 times each. For more details on the importance and science of stretching, please review the stretch pod included toward the end of this program.
Replenish your body right after you're finished training. See the nutrition segment of this program for more information. Truly successful resistance training has as much to do with the power of your mind as it does with the size of your pecs. With all the insight and expertise our team has brought to you throughout this series, I want to make sure that one crucial point becomes loud and clear. Concentration means everything. Not just physically concentrating tension in your muscles, but mentally concentrating on technique, preparation, nutrition, and very importantly, on staying motivated. What motivates the most successful resistance trainers? You might think the kind of chest and shoulders you see every month in Muscle and Fitness, or increased athletic skill, or weight loss, or improved metabolic health. Sure, all these things go a long way, but true motivation, the kind of motivation that will stay with you through the hard times when results aren't showing quite as fast as you would like, that motivation comes from here. Every time you execute an exercise, you should be mentally tracking every element of that movement. That means you're watching your breathing pattern, your technique, keeping your shoulders and back out of it. You're on guard against recruiting extraneous muscles, against throwing your body around to compensate for too much weight on the bar. It means you are concentrating on your muscles as you work them. Imagine that they're exploding right through your skin as you fully extend and contract them throughout the range of motion. Shut out all external influences and master your mental focus.